everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be going over all the books that I want to read before this year is over, specifically the ones that I have physically, because I just want to get through my physical TBR, which is like insane. Like, it's like literally most of the books that are missing from my shelves that are next to me over here, they're all on my physical TBR, so I really want to get through them. So let's just get into it. I think I have around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 books. So the first one is a YA book. I think this is the only YA book I have on the list actually, and that is The Universe versus Alex Woods. I'm actually not quite sure what the book is about. I got it from Goodwill just because like it looked really interesting. It doesn't have any description on the back. It just has like authors reviews that they write. So I'm just gonna like go on my Goodreads and like see what the book is actually about. It looks super interesting though, and I really want to read it because this is like the only YA book I have on the list. Okay, so I think it's a contemporary. Yes, so a contemporary coming of age. Okay, so yeah, it's like about this like kid named Alex Woods. Ooh, the cover, the alternate cover they have here is even prettier than this one. A rare meteorite struck Alex Woods when he was 10 years old, leaving scars and marking him for an extraordinary future. The son of a fortune teller, bookish, and an easy target for bullies, Alex hasn't had the easiest childhood. I think me and Alex will get along just fine, especially if he's bookish. When he meets curmudgeonly widower Mr. Peterson, he finds an unlikely friend, someone who teaches him that you only get one shot at life, that you have to make it count. And so then he gets stopped at customs with an urn of ashes and an entire nation in an uproar. He's fairly sure he's done the right thing. It's a celebration of curious incidents, astronomy and astrology, and unexpected connections that form our world. I mean, it looks super interesting. Like, he's like best friends with this old man, and then it's like kind of vague, the description, but it seems like kind of science fiction-y, contemporary, just looks like it's gonna be a good time. So that's the first one that I definitely want to read. Then I have The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. I actually didn't know I even had this book until I was like clearing it out, and then I saw it, and I had it in my young adult section, in my young adult like fantasy section, next to like Lord of the Rings and Lord of the Rings is not young adult, but like next to that section, like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, that section. But it's actually not. Like, when I'm reading it, it says it's about an author who has spent the past 6 decades penning a series of alternate lives for herself. So she's writing alternate lives for herself as a person. And it says now that she's old, she's ready to reveal the truth about her extraordinary existence and the violent and tragic past she has kept secret for so long. Calling on Margaret Lee, a young biographer troubled by her own painful history, Vida disinters, I'm not sure what that means, disinters the life she meant to bury for good. Margaret is mesmerized by the author's tale for gothic strangeness. This seems perfect for fall. Featuring the beautiful and willful Isabel, the feral twins Adeline and Emmeline, a ghost, a governess, a topiary garden, and a devastating fire. Together, Margaret and Vida confront the ghosts that have haunted them while becoming finally transformed by truth themselves. I mean, it looks so good, and on the back it says, a first-rate mystery that lovingly invokes both Jane Eyre and Rebecca. So it seems like it's like a classic retelling maybe, or maybe just has those vibes, but like it doesn't seem like a fantasy book like I was thinking. It's like seems so much deeper than that, and it just looks so interesting. And especially since I have a classic on my list, I think this would be a great like precursor to that, just to like get into it, and it seems perfect for fall. So okay, then as you guys probably know, I read Big Little Lies by Leigh Moriarty. It's probably one of my favorite books that I read this year. So I really, really, really want to read another of her books this year. And one of those is the one I have on my Kindle, which is her new release. But then I also want to get one that I have on my physical TBR. This is, by the way, all these books are from Goodwill actually. So they're actually in super good condition. But this one has like a little bit of wrinkling. This one seems the most interesting for me of the ones I have. I also have 2 of her other books there, but this one seemed like the most interesting to me. It says that it's about 9 people that and by the way, if you don't know, she writes like contemporary, like sort of mystery books. So it says 9 people gather at a remote health resort, and like they're all there for different reasons, and amid all the luxury and pampering and the mindfulness and meditation, they know that these 10 days might involve some real work, but none of them can imagine how challenging the next 10 days are going to be. Frances Welty, the former best-selling romantic novelist, again we have a nice author in this book, arriving at Tranquillium House, nursing a bad luck, a broken heart, and exquisitely painful paper cut. And there's also like always like humor in her books too, which is something I love. She's immediately intrigued by her fellow guests. Most of them don't look to be in need of the health resort at all, but the person who intrigues her the most is the strange and charismatic owner of Tranquillium House. Could this person really have the answers Frances didn't even know she was seeking? Should Frances put aside her doubts and immerse herself in everything the Tranquillium House has to offer, or should she run while she still can? It's not long before every guest at Tranquillium House is asking the exact same question. Combining all the hallmarks that have made Liane Moriarty's writing a go-to for anyone looking for a wickedly smart, page-turning fiction that will make you laugh and gasp. So it's like fiction, contemporary, humor, mystery, all combined in one. 10 strangers at a resort, mysterious owner. I mean, it looks perfect. It's just like, and it's a nice thick one too, so I think for like a nice long day, this would be perfect, and I think I'm really gonna enjoy it for sure. Okay, then we have science fiction, The Martian by Andy Weir. I really want to read Project Hail Mary by him, but I first want to read the physical copy of The Martian I have, and then I'll read the other one on my Kindle if I like it. I've watched the movie and I did enjoy it, and I think people say that the book is even better. I'm not really sure, but I really want to read the book just to see how I like his writing, and I really want to read a science fiction book this year because I don't believe I have yet, so that is definitely on my list. Then I really want to read a classic before this year ends, and a classic that is not part of my English class, just like for fun. And I thought the easiest one would be the complete short stories of Ernest Hemingway, because it's like short stories, so I wouldn't have to, like, it's a huge book, but like there's a bunch of like short stories in it, and I have read The Old Man and the Sea before and I did like it, so I think I could get through a bunch of these and then go on to more like longer classics where it's like a full fiction novel. But I think I've read online that he's a good starting place, and I really do want to read a classic before this year ends. Then we have Finlay Donovan is Killing It by Ellie Kozimand. I've heard so many good things about this series, and it's like also along the lines of like mystery and humorous and contemporary, like, and which is like one of my, like, all of my favorite tropes mixed into one. And it seems like it's gonna be a great book for fall. Oh, there's something on the back of this piece of tape, I think. It seems like it's going to be a really good book for fall, and I've just had this on my TBR for so long, so I thought now that I have the physical copy, it's the perfect time to read it. So that is on my list. Then I have two, like, sort of like not fiction books. So the first one is, oh, this comes with a bookmark in it. Someone left their bookmark. Oh, cute. Okay, so the first one is Thinking Fast and Slow by David Kahneman. I mean, you've probably heard about this book already, and it's about like a psychologist, and he won the Nobel Prize in economics. I'm sure you've already heard about it, but like it's basically he's just talking about like the two systems of thinking that like and like drive the way we think, I guess, and like how like this affects the way we buy things in the stock market, and just like he also, I think, gives like practical advice as to like what you can do yourself to guard against these like systems and like techniques that like cause bias and stuff. And I've just heard so many great things about the book, and I think it's gonna be a perfect read. It is a little long, but I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy it once I get started. And it's just, I have a physical copy and I've been wanting to read it for so long, so I think it'll be perfect. And then finally, I have a memoir, Educated. I think this might have gotten a Goodreads reward. Let me think. Let me see. But I know that when it came out first, let's see here. Yes, it did, for Best Memoir in 2018. So when it came out, I don't know, I think it was like last year or the year before that it became super popular, and I just feel like I was seeing it everywhere. And then I found the book at Goodwill and I bought it, but I haven't read it, and I think this has been months that I got it. And it's a memoir about like a girl who she was like born in like the rural Idaho mountains areas, and then she was like super like in isolation and stuff. Like she never saw a doctor, anything like that. Her family was just really isolated. And so then she like taught herself. She went to college. She studied psychology, politics, philosophy, history, and she went to Harvard, Cambridge. She traveled the world, and it's like a coming of age story about her life, I guess, and it looked super amazing. I think it's gonna be a great read. I've really been getting into memoirs recently, and I think this is the memoir I really want to pick up before the end of the year. So yeah, those are all the books. Well, obviously not all the books, but the main ones on my physical TBR that I really want to get read before the year is over. If you guys have any other recommendations for me, let me know down below, and I'll definitely put them on my list. And make sure to subscribe and hit the like button if you like the video. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.